Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Friday. Welcome to One Life Radio here on 1190. This is Bernadette, and I'm here with Dr. Jeremy Webster.
Good morning.
Good morning, and Danny Miles. Good morning, Danny.
Hello.
Danny. And, today, after our first break, we're going to be talking about exercise and the benefits other than just weight loss. And there are many. In fact, there's 16 that we're going to talk about because it is so important to keep your body and your mind well.
It is. We talked about weight loss, and everybody knows the exercise involved with losing fat and losing weight. But I just thought, there's so many more benefits. I hear people all the time talk about exercise and say, well, I don't need to lose weight because I can just eat less. And I say, but you still need to exercise even if you don't need to lose weight. They just don't understand that there's so many benefits. So can't wait to get into this topic.
Me either. And speaking of exercise, one of the best ways to exercise is to take your dog for a walk. Good morning, Maura from the SPCA of North Texas. Welcome to One Life Radio.
Good morning. Always wonderful to be here. And you're right. I mean, as we get this beautiful, better fall weather, it's going to be wonderful to be out walking pets.
Yeah, the weather's been gorgeous. And tomorrow's the fur ball.
Yes, we're so excited. Yes, it's going to be so much fun. It's sold out, and we are already looking forward to just a great bash.
Yeah, I know last year it was a really good time. Everybody was in a good mood. Mm-hmm. There was just and there's you're all like-minded, so that is a great feeling. And doing and getting out there and having fun and raising money for a great cause. So
absolutely,
yeah.
And Elvis is there too. So
I know, and Elvis is there. Yeah, maybe I'll date that one too. So. For those that don't know, we won't say it again. But I was looking on the web this morning, and there's a disaster in Boca Raton. An animal shelter needs help after the flood, and they've got 50 dogs that were most of them Chihuahuas that were already abused and abandoned dogs that were in our shelter, and then the shelter got flooded. Do you know?
Oh no!
Yeah, so we aren't getting any of those animals. I know that you guys take in animals from different parts of the country.
We do try to help as much as possible. I have not heard of that. That's just awful. Those poor little guys.
Yep.
I don't know, actually.
All right. Well, maybe we'll get some of them. There's so, Chihuahuas are that crazy kind of cute. They're just so cute. But man, it has to be the right home for a Chihuahua.
Absolutely. Some Chihuahuas, and actually this happens with a lot of little dogs. They can be scared of little people, so a lot of homes with young kids may not be the best place for a teeny tiny dog, especially a little Chihuahua. But that's not saying that there aren't Chihuahuas out there that don't adore children.
Well, and then it
really
depends.
Is a specific dog.
Yeah, and it depends upon the parents. Parents that know animals well. Can do it. I when I used to adopt animals that I rescued off the streets, I used to have a general rule that I didn't put animals into homes with children under the age of 5 because it is so hard to monitor at times unless you really are an animal person.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it can be difficult, but that brings up a good point. Choosing the right pet for your family. There are so many great ways to do it, but the SPCA of Texas really recommends that you bring the whole family down to one of our shelters, get to know all of our cute little critters, and make the choice as a whole family.
You don't have any hedgehogs, do you? I have a teenage daughter that's dying for a hedgehog, and I said, are you crazy?
Not right now. We have a couple of bunnies.
Couple of bunnies? Any peacocks? My other daughter wants a peacock.
Wow. No peacocks either. No.
Well, okay.
3 donkeys, because I have to mention the donkeys.
I know you have to mention.
Bumble.
How many? Is he Bumble's still around?
Yes.
Bless his little heart.
I know. We're going to find him a good home.
And
one of these days.
He's got to be with another animal that's around that same size, like a horse or something, right?
Donkeys can be around goats, other small farm animals. They're really great at protecting other farm animals and being companions, so they're fabulous. And of course, lots of dogs and cats, every breed you can imagine, from the itty-bitty to the enormous.
Do you have any horses right now?
We do. We have just a couple of horses. And I was actually going to try to look really quickly to see if we have any special horses that I wanted to call out. But really, all of the donkeys, and we have, a couple of quarter horses. We have Batman and Sweetums, and that's it.
Batman and Sweetums.
Yeah.
Wow. A horse named Batman.
Those are my nicknames.
Really? Batman and Sweetums.
Yeah.
I'll have to. Yeah, and your wife is in
No,
studio.
bad man.
Oh,
and Sweetums.
Bad Man,
Yeah,
like
those are mine.
BAD? Really? But now the horse's name is Batman, like Batman and Robin, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. And where did they come from? Do you know?
Batman actually both of them came from separate rescues. So they were, at two different locations where they weren't receiving proper care, and now they're with us looking for their forever homes.
Wow. Yeah, and horses live a long time, don't they?
They do, yes. 30 years plus.
Yeah, that's a big commitment on an animal. I mean, especially a big animal like that. You got to have some steady roots to be adopting a horse.
How old will I be in 35 years?
Exactly.
Yeah, where will I be in 35 years? Yeah, that's or 30 years.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! So tell us about some of the spay and neuter programs that the SPCA offers, because the overpopulation of animals is such a huge problem across America, especially here in the DFW area.
Absolutely. Well, a couple of really great things. First of all, we have low-cost spay, neuter, and wellness services to people who need to, for people who really need that low-cost service. We have that for their pets. We also have a program we call Spay Don't Litter. And what that is if you have a dog or a cat who's had a litter of puppies or kittens, you can bring the puppies or kittens to us and surrender them to us so that we can spay and neuter those little babies and put them up for adoption. Because puppies and kittens are a lot of work. We can help you there. And then we can also help by spaying the mama and making sure that she doesn't have any more babies. But of course, mama goes back to you, and it's all free. So
that's a wonderful. That is wonderful, because it is such a problem. There's so many animals on the street. We don't see a lot of them oftentimes, and most of the time they're hidden in the bushes, in the fields. They come out at night when they scavenge for food and search for water, and it's a horrible existence, and it really is so unnecessary. We can solve that problem by just spaying and neutering our pets so the overpopulation doesn't exist.
Absolutely. Yep, it's so important. We also are part of Big Fix for Big D, along with Dallas Animal Services, Kaufman County Animal Awareness Project, and Metroplex Animal Coalition. And this group, it's just bigfixforbigd.com is the website. People can learn all about it. But this group, it's funded by an amazing group of funders in the Dallas area. $20 is good for a spay or neuter, plus vaccinations and city registration for people for pets whose people live in one of 18 zip codes in South Dallas. And
that's a great deal. You can't beat that. And yeah, that's an amazing program. What a great bunch of folks that got that all put together.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Maura, thank you so much. Have a great time at the Fur Ball. Have a great weekend. You are listening to One Life Radio here on 1190. We will be back right after the break.
So you're driving around on Saturday night at midnight and you think, man, there's nothing on.
Saturday night at midnight.
Talkback Weekend with me, Chris X, is live taking your call. For over 8 years, I've been taking on the issues from both sides of the political spectrum, and you can listen right here live on 1190 a.m.
1190 a.m.
The news doesn't rest on the weekends, and neither do I. So join me, Chris X, on Talkback Weekend.
Talkback Weekend.
Saturday nights at midnight, right here on DFW's 1190 KFXR.
Did you know the Metro PCS Dallas Marathon benefits Texas Scottish Rite Hospital for Children? Help improve the lives of countless kids by signing up as an online fundraiser or running in the December 9th race. Register today at dallasmarathon.com.
Hey everyone, Larry North here for One Life Radio and Adrift Float Spa. Take it from me, eating healthy and exercising is great, but learning to de-stress, focus, and meditate is as equally as important. And there's no better place to do this than Adrift Float Spa. Take it from me, it's an amazing experience, so call them today at 214-363-5628 or 214-36-FLOAT or go to adriftfloatspa.com.
Tired of paying bills? Enter the Live the Sweet Life contest at sweetjack.com. If you win, SweetJack pays your bills for a year. You could travel, get a pet tiger. That's what I would do. Enter the Live the Sweet Life contest now at sweetjack.com.
Hi, I'm Michael Yorba. Join us on the Traders Network as we discuss complex restructuring, contract negotiations, private equity, debt and mezzanine financing, operations, marketing, and business development. Real issues that affect you and your business, solved by the people that can't afford to be wrong. Weekdays from 1 to 3 on 1190 a.m.
And now Geico presents 30 Seconds with Maxwell the Pig.
Hey everyone, I'm Maxwell, and my life is kind of awesome because whenever Geico wants to talk about their new mobile app, they're like, hey Maxwell, you feel like coming to the studio and talking about how the app lets you manage your policy, you know, and get roadside help and even customize it with your favorite Geico character. And I'm like, maybe. Are there going to be snacks?
Everything you love about Geico, now mobile. Download the new Geico app today.
You know, there's a lot of talk, but there's only one Savage Nation. Join me, Michael Savage, weeknights starting at 6 p.m. on 1190 a.m. KFXR.
Shall I take him to the bridge? Go ahead. Take him on to the bridge. Shall I take him to the bridge? Take him to the bridge.
Welcome back to One Life Radio here in 1190. This is Bernadette with Dr. Jeremy Webster, and we are talking about exercise, all the benefits of it, not just weight loss. There are so many, it's ridiculous. There is no reason to not exercise if you want to be well and happy.
Feel good and look good and
absolutely.
Everything. There's so many reasons.
It improves your mood.
It does.
That's one. We'll get to that, but that's one of the. You know, I don't think I would have
Looking
survived.
good, Lewis. Feeling good, Billy Ray. Obscure movie from the 80s.
I love it.
I
love it. For your
missus, Dr. Webster.
She loves your 80s references.
Good, Lewis. Feeling good, Billy Ray.
I have no idea where that comes from.
Trading Places.
I'm sure she did trade. Okay. And I've seen that a dozen times, but I still don't get it.
You add so much to the show, Danny. People love you.
Oh, you.
They do.
Okay.
They love you. You're just a guy.
And every time Dr. Webster comes in, I have to tell him hello, my name's Danny. I had a bad eating day yesterday. Here's what I did yesterday. Well, last night, I got out of here about 7 o'clock. I was starved because I had probably at 3 o'clock some oatmeal. And I had your protein shake twice yesterday, once in the morning and once for around 1 o'clock.
I had mine this morning.
For a snack, because I had no food here except for that oatmeal. So I left here about 7 o'clock, went to a sporting establishment to watch the first half of the game last night, because I don't get the NFL Network. Mm-hmm. Had my favorite, big old burger. Haven't had a burger in a long time.
Like a beef burger or a turkey burger? Or?
No, just a regular hamburger at one of the sports bars. Fries. Now, they don't give you a whole bunch of fries when you have them on the side. So it's like, and I had a big beer, which is, I think, 16 ounces, 20 ounces. It probably was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got done with that, went home, did some more work, and for a couple hours, and then fell asleep.
Wow.
Now, that was kind of my cheat meal. Okay. I stopped at that burger, did not get nachos or didn't get chips or anything like that, and stopped at that one beer. Now, granted, it was a 20-ounce beer, but so how bad was that?
How bad was it? I don't know. It's just a burger and fries.
Yeah,
I mean we know that's not the greatest thing.
But everybody does that from now and then. I'm not going to, because you go.
Depends on your goals, Danny. Depends on your goals. If you're trying to get more fit.
You always say that to me. Just say, just once, just go, yeah, okay, I'll let you slide that one night.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey, I stopped at one. I could have went to 20 or 30 beers.
Yeah, if you're trying to get fit, then fries and burgers aren't the best way to do it, and it's going to derail you. But you get right back on the road, and it just depends. There's a lot of individuality with this too. If you have a problem, like let's say you have an intolerance to gluten, well, that hamburger bun's going to be a lot worse for you than somebody who doesn't. So it just depends on you and your makeup. Some people can't tolerate it at all. It'll derail them for a month or two just because of the gluten. Some people, it'll just derail you for a day or two.
Yeah,
it depends.
You need to keep some of these little packets of butter and stuff that I have.
Gave me the other day derailed me for the day.
Well, that's because you needed cleaning out. That's what's wrong. Yeah, I think you did. And your body said, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. So much for the cleansing. I'm just, thank you.
Just gonna eat some yogurt.
Yeah, just use whatever that snuffleupagus that it was in there or whatever it was.
Bifidus and Aphidophilus.
Aphidophilus, snuffleupagus.
And Casey, what is it, Dr. Webster?
KCI?
KCI. KCI.
Yeah,
in KCI, you get a case of the diarrhea.
Yeah, I did all afternoon, TMI, but, it is what it is.
I swear this show was supposed to be about exercise.
Well, I was exercising my sphincter.
Well, you cannot exercise unless you have energy and you eat right, too. That's a big part of it. We know that. So
they build on each other.
They do build on one another.
The nutrients you take helps you eat a better diet. The diet you eat helps you exercise more. The exercise, as we'll see, has a lot of benefits in and of itself that makes it easier for you to do all these other things.
All right, well, let's talk about number one, the anti-inflammatory benefits of exercise.
Some types of exercise work better for certain things than other types of exercise. If you exercise very intensely, do burst-type training, you get this anti-inflammatory effect. There's these chemicals in your body, these inflammatory chemicals that control a lot of things. It not only controls the inflammation that we think of as far as pain, but there's a lot of other inflammatory chemicals that happen to help control our immune system, for instance.
Uh-huh.
If you have a little bit of cancer develop, just like a single cell, you'll have an inflammatory response as part of killing that cancer cell. And by the way, we all do this every single day. We have cancer cells develop, and then our immune system kills them.
Is there a relationship because of the stress? Because I know I personally, since I have started burst training with Tina Burnett, I used to have a lot of joint pain, especially in my knees. It is gone.
Yes,
it is gone.
Because when you do that type of exercise, your chemicals, your inflammatory chemicals, get shifted to a certain ratio where one particular chemical dominates another one, and it puts you in an anti-inflammatory state. So your pain will go down, and your risk for a lot of diseases will go down too, because excess inflammation is part of osteoporosis, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's. Pretty much all of the diseases of aging, they have an inflammatory component. So we can keep that inflammation under control just by doing high-intensity exercise.
Yeah, and I have to say, I feel better at my age than I did in my 20s. I mean, I feel good. I feel really good. I don't have any aches and pains. Even when I was in my 20s and I would dance or jump rope, I still would have joint pain, because it's hard on your legs, on your knees, your joints, your hips, and the dancing as well. But no pain, and that's just really amazing.
Yeah, and you combine that with good eating, like we talked about, and proper nutrition. If you're extremely low in vitamin D, your inflammation will go up, for example. So if you work within that triad of diet, nutrition, supplements, the proper supplements, and exercise, you can really accomplish a lot without putting that much effort into it. Really, just make small changes in each one of those three areas.
Are you listening, Danny?
Small changes, Danny.
Danny's standing up.
Baby steps.
And one other thing, since we talked about inflammation, mention what you just ate, because that's a great anti-inflammatory food.
Well, and we'll post a picture on Facebook. These new little, they're raw butters. There's 5 of them I have in front of me. They're Artisana. Artisana is the brand. 100% organic raw walnut butter. It's got some cashews in it, but I've got cashew butter, walnut butter, coconut butter, pecan butter, however you say it, pecan. I'm a northern girl. Pecan. I say pecan.
I say tomato. You say tomato.
Yeah, I say tomato.
Okay.
And then the raw almond butter. But they're all raw, which is awesome. They have no sugar in them. They are pure protein and good fat, right in a pack. This is what you should be carrying around, Danny, when you get hungry. Instead of eating oatmeal, you should be eating one of these.
Very true.
Yeah,
the walnuts.
But is it satisfying?
The walnuts
yes.
Is it? Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, those good healthy fats and the fiber that are in the nut butters are very satisfying.
Yeah.
Probably more so on a long term than eating something that's carbohydrate.
Yeah.
And
how many calories are in one of those packets?
Don't worry
Roughly
about it too much. Don't worry. When you eat good foods, you don't have to worry about the calories as much, because it boosts your metabolism along with you.
But
you eat those omega-3s. They're loaded in omega-3s,
which
that's good for your skin, number one, but it's also good for inflammation.
And omega-6. And it's 205 calories, but I'll let you know on Monday. I bet you I eat this, I get through my workout feeling strong. I'm going to the studio right after the show and work out with Tina Burnett. And so,
I'm all about convenience.
I am too.
I need something just to
throw in your briefcase.
I grab and throw down my throat.
Yep. Well, this would be a good one.
I don't want to prepare for it.
Well, and I got these at Natural Grocer, or
prepare it.
And I think they were like $1.29 a piece, something like that. $1.59, I forget.
Not bad.
But
and I assume you could probably buy a bigger jar of them if you wanted to. I'm assuming.
I don't know, but these are nice. They're convenient.
They
You
are.
can carry them in your briefcase. They're great. They're great for you.
At my local grocer, you go to the health section, and I'm sure since my local grocer is one of the big chains, every one of those, your Kroger's, your Tom Thumb, your Albertsons, they all have their health section. You go to there, and you go to that section, and you see what you have in your hand. I've seen those, and they sell them by individual packets. And, you look at it, if it's $1, whatever, 29 or whatever, what do people do when they go to the store, the convenience store? They'll grab a power bar or some sort of protein bar, which is basically, as you said, is a glorified candy bar.
Right.
And it's $3.99.
And it's full of sugar.
Yeah.
Which causes inflammation.
It does.
So
we gave 3 things. We gave food, we gave nutrition, and we gave exercise that all decreases inflammation.
So let me ask you this real quickly. What would be a good, not just that alone as a snack, but something else also with that nut butter?
Get a small apple, a red-skinned apple.
Ooh, that would be
and,
good.
And dip in your almond butter or your walnut butter.
That's
You've got a great, well-rounded snack.
at
Lots
home.
of nutrition, lots of good, healthy fats, good protein.
Yeah, and you can keep these right in your
Simple.
studio. They never. Apples last for a week or so, and stay nice and fresh. Perfect. Instead of that other stuff like potato chips, which you were eating last week, Danny.
Yeah, and I was eating them. But see what I do with I know I'm bad, but I grab one of those a day. I do grab one of those little bags out of the convenience or out of the deal in the break room. I'm not grabbing a whole huge bag, but it's almost like I need my salt fix.
Yeah, but you can't. Of course. I love salt too. Who doesn't? I mean, the salty, sweet. You could go. We all do it. We go from salty to sweet, sweet,
and
savory.
Is that really derailing me by having one of those every other day? One of those little bags. It is.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
You get an insulin spike, which makes it hard to.
Why am I so bull-like shoulders taped to a wasp-like waist? Then I keep on. Is it because I work out 2 hours every morning and then no? Just kidding, folks.
Speaking of building muscle, that's another thing exercise does. And who doesn't want to be more toned? Who doesn't want to have some muscle so you can do things? You can be strong. You can jump up off the floor or get down on the floor with your kids and jump back up.
Right. I remember the first time I started working out with my wife, Amy. She said she was having to pick up those Culligan, the big water coolers, and put those in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And she said after she was working out with weights for 3 or 4 weeks, she said she grabbed one of those, threw it up there, and was like, wow, it's not like a big strain anymore. It's like pretty easy. I can do that. And it just takes a little bit, but she got so much stronger. And that leads to more fat burning. When you have more muscle, 1 pound of muscle makes you burn approximately 50 more calories every single day without even doing anything other than just maintaining that muscle.
The muscle takes more calories to maintain.
Burns energy to maintain the muscles. Exactly right.
And who doesn't want that, Danny, right?
Uh-huh.
And just like
I don't like it when I can't see you. We've already talked about this.
Oh, I'm off the couch now. Yesterday I was on the couch.
And just like exercise increases muscle, it increases bone density also. When you exercise, you're breaking down your muscles. Everybody knows that because they get sore and then their muscles get noticeably bigger over time. Well, the exact same thing is happening to bone. Bones are made of protein. It's just a different type of protein. And when you exercise, it breaks your bones down and makes them get stronger and more dense as well.
We're going to jump during the break and make our bones strong and build our muscles here on One Life Radio. You have been listening to Dr. Jeremy Webster. You can reach him at CompleteHealthDallas.com. That's CompleteHealthDallas.com.
I'll serve your ass like John McEnroe.
Texas Tech.
To the end zone right side. It's up there. It is caught. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Fearless champions.
Well, the onside kick. It is recovered by the Red Raiders. He's at the 30, the 20. He's going to score. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Catch Red Raider football all season long right here.
The Red Raiders have a week off, but will be back on the field Saturday, September 29th in Iowa against Iowa State.
For your nearest Care Now clinic, register and check in, all from the palm of your hand with the free Care Now iPhone app. Family doctors, convenient care. Care Now.
Every day, millions of Americans are putting themselves at risk just by writing a check using a credit card or an ATM. We're talking identity theft. And if you've been a victim or think your personal information has been compromised, you need to act immediately. The identity theft recovery process can be long and daunting, but you don't have to do it alone. Contact a certified counselor at the National Foundation for Credit Counseling at 1-800-388-2227, who can guide you every step of the way. This has been a public service message from the NFCC.
Hey everyone, Larry North here for One Life Radio and a Drift Float Spa. Take it from me, eating healthy and exercising is great, but learning to de-stress, focus, and meditate is as equally as important. And there's no better place to do this than a Drift Float Spa. Take it from me. It's an amazing experience, so call them today at 214-363-5628 or 214-36-FLOAT or go to adriftfloatspa.com.
Hi, I'm Jim LeCamp. And I'm Pat Riddell, co-host of Money Sense at the Opening Bell. Are you fed up with the endless, relentless arguments about bull market, bear market, trading range market, deflation, hyperinflation, and all the other chatter that leaves you on the sidelines, earning nothing, nada, zip?
Well, we have good news for you. There are opportunities in a highly uncertain environment like this if you know where to look. Let us help you. We'll show you how non-traditional investments can help you uncover uncommon returns.
Give us a call, 800-841-5388,
or log on to money-sense.com.
This is KFXR Dallas with all the top news and business stories of the day. It's all on 1190 AM.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You are listening to One Life Radio here on 1190. Let's jump, Danny. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I just had to play this again because I'm getting ready for tomorrow. For
all right.
For those of you who don't know, of course, I'm from Wisconsin, but the University of Wisconsin, they have a tradition. After the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, they play that.
I love college football just for that reason.
But they started off with this. Everybody goes nuts. And then when the beat comes, you've got 80,000 people in that stands.
I love
jumping.
it. I
It's
love
gonna
it.
all
I
crumble
love
down
it.
one day. The whole stadium's gonna break.
Just YouTube it. Just YouTube UW jump around.
You gotta love college football.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it is.
And energy is unparalleled.
I could do the whole show listening to that. I'm in the groove. Just keep it going on. I don't care. Honey Badger don't care. I can do it.
Honey Badger don't care. Oh, says the bird. Honey Badger don't care. He doesn't. Oh.
Don't you just love the Honey Badger video? I mean, really? When you just would,
Oh, is that a snake? Honey Badger don't care. Oh, is that larva? Oh, that's just gross.
You do that so well. I never knew you did the Honey Badger. Very nice, Danny. Very nice.
Yeah.
Have you been practicing in the mirror?
Leave that alone.
You did a really good job. Seriously. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Honey Badger don't care.
That's right. A Honey Badger don't care because you know what? You do that. There's a good message in that too. There really, really is. And that sometimes you just have to let go of stuff. You really, really do in order to stay sane. You just got to let go and say, I don't give a shazay,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how many times do we talk about stress is, the biggest obstacle of your
life,
weight loss or your training goals.
Yeah,
or just general health. General health.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's one of the key factors down here on the list about number 12 or 12 or 11, but decreases stress.
Absolutely.
If you do aggressive exercise, your stress response will shut off. And it makes sense because the stress response is designed to keep us from dying in a dangerous situation. It's the fight or flight response. So if you're in a dangerous situation, your body changes to maximize your ability to run for your life or fight for your life.
Yep.
So that's great when you're getting attacked by an animal or during war or something like that. It increases your chance of survival. The problem is it doesn't help you get through traffic very well or deal with relationships very well or deadlines at work very well. So we have to be able to shut that stress response off. So when the tiger attacks, and what you do is you run for your life, and if you survive the attack and you get away from the tiger, it's the running process is what tells your brain that you got away from the tiger, you did what you need to do, and now you don't need this stress response anymore. You can shut that back down. So it's that really rapid movement. Problem is today when we get into these situations where we have traffic and we have deadlines and all these chronic stresses that we have, we never run for our life from these things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we need to do at the end of the day when we have a stressful day is we need to run for our life. In other words, burst train, sprint train, aggressively do some type of activity that'll trigger and tell the brain that we ran for our life. Now we can shut the stress response off.
And until you get that burn, till you're absolutely to the point of exhaustion, not death, but just exhaustion. I don't want anybody out there going and having a heart attack.
Nobody said it was easy.
It's not easy. But I'll tell you what, I am loving what I'm seeing in the mirror. Tina has been working with me very hard for the last couple of months, preparing me for something, and I am thrilled when I look in the mirror. I'm like, wow.
I don't mean to get off track here, but for some of our senior citizen listeners, what about the pool? We never really talk about the benefits of swimming and what have you. What about water exercises?
Well, the bottom line is you need to do whatever type of exercise you can do. And if you're old or if you have terrible joints or a bad back or bad knees, then you need to figure something else out other than literally jumping around or literally running. You can't do those things sometimes, and that's okay. But you can still get in the water. You can use the resistance of the water when you move your arms back and forth or kick your legs back and forth, and you can get a really good workout. I mean, even if you're not old or injured, you can still get a great workout in the pool just because you've got resistance no matter where you move. So if you move your body around a lot in the pool, you're going to become exhausted very quickly. Only do this in the shallow end, by the way. Yeah. Don't do burst training in deep water because you're going to get finished.
You'll be in deep.
You don't want to hit that fatigue point when you're in 10-foot water.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I bring that up is when I was young, I broke my femur. I was 16 years old, broke my femur in traction and in a body cast for half a year, basically. And what I did they threw me in the pool. Basically, within a week that I got that cast off, they threw me in the pool. And that's when I discovered, water training. Yeah. And then I did some reading, and a lot of baseball players, back in the 70s and whatnot, that's how they did a lot of their off-season training is running in waist-deep water. And it's amazing. And then the great Bo Jackson, he implemented that into his training regimen of swinging the bat in water because
the resistance is so good for your
resistance,
body too.
But I remember, running for like a half an hour, doing kind of like sprints, in waist deep of water. You don't feel you're getting much of a workout until you get out of the water, and your legs are literally, you're ready to drop.
Yeah, another great one is just put your hands on the side of the pool, grab the side of the pool, and then just kick your legs as fast as you can to complete exhaustion. It will not take long at all.
No.
Well, isn't swimming one of the top caloric burning exercises that you can do?
Yeah, it has to be. I don't know the exact.
I'm pretty sure that it is.
Well, have you ever seen an overweight swimmer?
No. And they're muscular.
And they eat ridiculous amount of calories.
Yeah, who's that little cutie that won all the Olympic medals? Ryan.
Lucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a hilarious little skit about on the Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that?
McFarlane?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was hysterical on Saturday night.
My favorite line was, "Feels weird to be dry."
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that was a great line. It was, and the way he did. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane is the one that played him. It was funny.
I did see the diet of some athletes like that, and I don't know who it was, but one of the swimmers and one of the cyclists were consuming up to 10,000 calories.
Yeah, Phelps is famous for just pretty much eating the IHOP/Waffle House diet.
Really?
Of 4 times what the average person would eat, 5 times. I mean, 5 servings of sausage, 10 or 15 eggs, pile of pancakes and waffles, and just ridiculous amounts of calories.
What's really interesting about that, I saw Dara Torres's diet, and she doesn't eat like that because, for those of you who don't know who Dara Torres is, she was the Olympic medalist. Unfortunately, she didn't make this Olympics, but she, was in her 40s.
Yeah, she made, 4 in a row, and this would have been her 5th,
This would have been a record, 5th in a row, and she we're talking hundredths of a second off of the team, but...
Wow. And that says something about eating the right type of diet, because Phelps, he might do great when he's 22 years old with a bad diet like that, but that's not going to be good for longevity or his health or anything else. He probably would have performed even better Had he eaten a high-calorie diet of
How
good...
could you perform better? But that's what's scary.
Of good nutritious food.
Yeah.
Nutritious food, he probably does need that many calories, but how about if you get nutrients that makes your body work well rather than...
Okay, let me throw another thing at you.
He might have been able to fly.
Let me throw another thing at you is...
He would have just jumped in and glided across the water.
Yeah. We turn on the TV and...
The dolphin wins
we
again.
We see these athletes promoting Subway. Eat fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Better,
it's a good idea.
Bad alternative, but can it be healthy?
Yeah, I think. Don't you?
Healthy.
Yeah, when it depends what you're comparing it to.
Your choices.
If you have a gluten intolerance, no, that's horrible, of course.
They have a gluten-free bun now.
Yeah, so you've got choices. It's not probably, it's probably not as bad as a burger.
But you do give it a thumbs up, those commercials.
The idea of eat fresh,
if
you're putting a lot of vegetables on a grilled chicken or something like that, it's probably okay. It's a better choice. And if you really want to get fit, you do away with the bread too and just add more vegetables and other things like that, and like the nuts and things like that, rather than the bread, because you're really not getting any nutritional value from the bread, so to speak.
Well, I think they're doing a pretty good job right now. Not that we're doing a Subway commercial here, but they've got the guacamole you can put on there now, and they have the veggie patty. They have a ton of vegetables.
I'm just bringing them up because there's so many delis or sub places out there that are not promoting that.
Yeah.
And you could pretty much eat the same thing at a lot of these other, sandwich chains. That's why I brought up Subway, obviously, because they're promoting it.
And the great thing about Subway is there's a lot of them, and even if you're on a road trip, you can almost always find one.
That's for sure.
Rather than a burger joint, it's a better bad choice for sure.
You drive from here to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and there's a Subway every 50 miles.
Yeah, there is. There really is. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other benefits other than weight loss for exercise, because there are so many. It decreases blood sugar and improves insulin sensitivity.
Right. When you do high-intensity exercise specifically and you feel that lactic acid burn, you've gone into the secondary source of energy production. It's called anaerobic. Normally, when we're just moving around like we are right now, we're using aerobic energy. And when you start to exercise at a low level, you're still using aerobic energy until you start to feel the burn. That's when you've exceeded your ability to use aerobic energy, and you're using now the second source called anaerobic, meaning you're not using oxygen efficiently anymore to make energy. When you do that and you feel that burn, you're burning 100% sugar as your energy source. And so that's a great way to fry all that out of your system and really improve your body's ability to take in sugar for energy. So your insulin sensitivity improves. You'll actually start making less insulin to get the job done with the same amount of carbohydrate consumption.
On the list is lower triglycerides.
Goes right along with that. You burn your sugar out of your system. What happens when all the sugar's fried out of your system, your body will then become an efficient fat burner for the rest of the day. You don't necessarily burn a lot of your fat during exercise, but if you do sugar burning exercise, you burn fat the rest of the day. And that's really the key to all of this as to how you are really going to affect your body metabolically, is train your body to be a more efficient fat burner, which means sugar burning exercise. It's the opposite. You have to burn sugar during exercise if you want your body to be a fat burner. And triglycerides is just free fat in the blood. So that's the type of fat that your body's going to use for energy.
Wow. All interesting
all day
stuff.
Long.
I'm always fascinated when we sit here and we talk with Dr. Jeremy Webster. You can find him at CompleteHealthDallas.com. That's CompleteHealthDallas.com, 972-735-0707, 972-735-0707. We will be back, and we will talk more about all the benefits of exercise, not just losing weight, here on One Life Radio.
Because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny. But yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I'll drink a bottle of Hennessy.
No Highland Park football this week. The Scots have the week off.
Sometimes you're just living right.
So as the team hits the school books and the playbooks, remember, the best is yet to come.
25 yards, interception. He returns it home for a touchdown.
On Friday, September 28th, HP opens District 10 4A competition with the Forney Jackrabbits. Plus, they're home and away with schools from Mesquite, Carrollton, and Terrell in the weeks to come.
Scots will go for it.
Highland Park football is presented by the Sewell Automotive Companies and Medical City Children's Hospital, exclusively on 1190 AM.
Hey everyone, Larry North here for One Life Radio and Adrift Float Spa. Take it from me, eating healthy and exercising is great, but learning to de-stress, focus, and meditate is as equally as important. And there's no better place to do this than Adrift Float Spa. Take it from me. It's an amazing experience, so call them today at 214-363-5628 or 214-36-FLOAT or go to adriftfloatspa.com.
Would you like to know how to become 3 times less likely to experience a home burglary? Mike Melton, president of Security Alarm Now, is here to tell us about that.
Statistics show that you're 3 times less likely to have your home broken into when monitored by a home security system. Right now, we're offering listeners a complete ADT security system free of charge when they call 1-888-520-9138. You only pay $99 for the installation, and the monitoring is only about $1 a day.
That's really economical, especially when you're talking about the safety of your family. Are there any other offers for our listeners?
Yes, the next 20 people who call 1-888-520-9138 will receive a free upgraded two-way voice keypad, which in the event of an emergency allows you to talk to the ADT dispatcher through your keypad. It will also include a $100 Visa gift card. Call 1-888-520-9138. That's 1-888-520-9138.
Do you own a home or have plans to in the future? Don't miss Real Estate Radio Network's Tuttle Talk with Andy Tuttle, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 1190 a.m. You'll get all the information you need to know about what's happening in the local real estate market and how to take advantage of that knowledge. Whether you're buying, selling, refinancing, or investing, listen to Tuttle Talk with Andy Tuttle, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on 1190 a.m.
All right, you are listening to One Life Radio here on 1190. It is Friday, and it is almost 12 o'clock. In another hour or so, Glenn Beck will be up at 11. And we are talking about exercise and all the benefits other than weight loss. Dr. Jeremy Webster, Danny Miles, and myself, Bernadette. Okay, we've gone through the anti-inflammatory benefits, builds muscles, strong bones, decreases blood sugar. It's great for your joints. It lowers triglycerides. And next one, improves skin tone.
Well, yeah, when you start exercising, one thing you always notice is that you sweat. That can purge a lot of poisons from your skin or impurities from your skin. Mm-hmm. But you also improve blood flow. And that is really key to a lot of your tissues, especially your peripheral tissues, your skin, your ears, your nails, your hair. A lot of times those tissues are a lot harder to get that blood flow to than some of the other areas in your body. So by increasing your exercise, you increase the circulation throughout your body, and you end up nourishing your skin, and you nourish your nails and your hair, and you will notice that you start to look better just because of the circulation effects.
Yeah, no,
and it's not just the circulation. There's a lot of other reasons. You have that anti-inflammatory effect too, which makes your skin look better.
Well, exercise takes years off of your, adds years to your life, and so that's just one of the. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It would make you look younger, too.
Yeah, you not only live longer, you look younger.
Right.
One of the other great effects of it, and we're maybe going to get into the specifics a little bit later, but when you exercise intensely, you boost a growth hormone response. You increase your growth hormone levels, and that also has this really nice healing effect for the collagen in your skin. A lot of times, when people take growth hormone, like a lot of times these anti-aging places, mm-hmm. they use growth hormone, and when they inject that, people notice, they say, wow, your skin's glowing, you look more youthful, mm-hmm. and that's why it's the growth hormone. But you can get a growth hormone boost naturally
just from exercise.
Just by doing intense exercise.
And then also you can raise your testosterone levels through exercise?
Yes, you can. Intense exercise
Listen up, guys.
will raise your testosterone and growth hormone levels, so that can improve your sexual performance, your energy, make you feel younger.
Yeah.
Actually be younger. You're not just feeling younger. If you exercise and increase your testosterone, that's a lot different than doing an anabolic steroid, which can be dangerous for you. This is a natural way to just optimize your testosterone production in your body.
Well, and not just, I said, listen up, guys, listen up, ladies, too, because exercise helps you your testosterone level is higher. You're going to have better sex.
Right. And better energy.
Better energy.
And better strength. You're going to feel better. Your mood is huge.
Everything.
Mood is huge with testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
So if your testosterone's crashing, you're feeling a little grumpy, maybe we should get your testosterone
I love
checked.
testosterone.
Do you?
It's one of my favorite hormones.
Danny? Does testosterone make the...
Bite me.
I might come in there and bite you if you don't knock it off.
Hey, what was that? What was that? Come on here, baby.
I knew we weren't going to get through today without that. Oh, Danny, you're so funny. I love you, Danny
Hey,
Miles.
real quickly, you talk about sweating. This might be a stupid question, but do some people sweat more than others, or is it just the intensity of your workout?
Oh, no. There's a lot of factors that go into that. If you, for instance, if you're deficient in magnesium, all of your muscles in your body will tend to be more tight, that your muscles can't relax. And there are these little muscles called smooth muscles that surround every single one of your sweat glands.
Mm-hmm.
So if those are tight, it's going to be hard for them to relax. So you'll tend to sweat a lot more than the average person. So that's a simple example. If you're one of the people who exercise a lot and you don't sweat near as much as the average person does, that could be an iodine deficiency. So there's a lot that goes into this. Not everybody's the same.
So sweating is healthy.
Sweating is healthy.
I mean, the more you sweat, the chances are the more healthy you are.
Impurities come out of your system, but just the fact that you're sweating means you're doing the right things for your body. You're getting out, you're exercising, you're moving.
You're heating up.
Yeah. Let me ask you, obviously I don't have experience of this, but what about birth control? You always hear about women who...
I wouldn't advise it for you.
Well, thank you. Because I just might sound like, honey badger don't care. Ow!
That sounded like an Irish honey badger.
That's just gross. No, seriously, though, you hear women that come off of birth controls and they're...
Get pregnant right away?
That too. But it screws up their skin.
Right.
Why is that?
When you start injecting, or not injecting, but inducing a lot of hormones into your system, if you're doing it just for symptom control, meaning, okay, you didn't measure your progesterone or your estrogen levels to see that they're in fact low, and you start taking these hormones, maybe those hormones are now higher than optimal levels. That's going to screw up your entire system. Your estrogen and your progesterone and all of your other hormones play with other hormones. They play with other neurotransmitters. They throw your entire system off. So when you abruptly stop that, it takes a long time for your body to adjust. And maybe it can't even adjust at that point.
And that's why teenagers have a lot of acne?
It could be. Yeah, hormonal.
Mm-hmm.
Junk food. There's a lot of reasons.
Junk food, hormonal, yeah. Staying up all night, not sleeping well.
So, yeah, birth control can be a major problem. You're inducing a hormone into your system that might not be appropriate for your system.
All right. So it says...
That's good to know, because my girlfriend has pizza face, I know, and she says she's on birth control. I'm like, you're lying!
Yeah, you better watch it, Danny.
You're lying. How do you know? Oh, look at you.
Maybe she's on meth.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Danny. Maybe she's doing some meth.
Does she have teeth?
No, but she's a NASCAR fan. So anyway...
We're getting ourselves very deep here today. You realize that, right?
Yes, we were.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so exercise decreases the risk of cardiovascular disease?
I think everybody knows that.
Yeah,
it's good for your
we're
heart.
Just putting it out there,
Get your heart pumping. Your triglycerides go down. We know that occurs. Your cholesterol levels oftentimes normalize when you exercise. Your heart is working.
It's a
Your
muscle.
heart's working just like any other muscle, so when it works, it's going to be more efficient. You're pushing blood through your whole cardiovascular system, so that's going to tend to help reduce plaquing that builds up, and you're decreasing inflammation. Inflammation is closely related to heart attacks. In fact, probably more so than things like high cholesterol is inflammation.
Well, and we already covered that it decreases stress, but next on the list is better digestion.
Better digestion happens
I did not know that, by the way.
Yeah, better digestion happens because you stimulate your brain when you exercise, which calms down the stress response. If you're in the stress response, you can't digest your food properly because digestion happens in the relaxation side of the nervous system, not the stress side of the nervous system. And only one side can dominate at a time. So if stress is dominating, then your relaxation side won't even kick on. So that's where your digestion occurs. Sleep, relaxation, sexual function, liver detoxification, all occurs in the relaxation response. So we have to calm that stress response down somehow in order to do all these other real vital things.
Wow.
You don't really worry about reproduction or digestion or detoxification or things like that when the tiger's attacking. You'll say, oh, forget that stuff for now. I need to pump blood to my arms and legs and run for my life.
I think of some people that I know that you hear they get sick to their stomach when they're stressed out. They get an upset stomach.
Right. That happens quite simply because they don't produce enough stomach acid oftentimes, or sometimes they produce too much, but they can't control the normal process of digestion. And then when they eat food without any enzymes or stomach acid, the food sits there and just pretty much rancidifies or putrefies, rancidifies, or ferments in your gut.
I know. I don't know the other.
And well, it's just basically when protein, fat, and carbohydrates rot, and that acid bubbles up.
That can't be good for the breath.
You get bad breath, you get burning, you get reflux, you get all these bad things. But it happens all throughout the intestinal system as well.
What'd you say, Danny? I'm sorry.
Give me a kiss, darling. My stomach is fermenting.
Gosh.
You have to be able to relax.
It doesn't even sound good.
That's why I tell people to do their burst training after work before dinner, because they'll get in a relaxed state. They'll break their food down. They'll digest it. They'll absorb their nutrients. Digestion will work properly if you're in a relaxed state, but not if you're stressed.
I know we've talked about this before, but when is the best time to eat before and after a workout?
45 minutes after a workout would be a great time to eat a good high protein meal.
Okay.
High protein.
And before, that's kind of a misnomer. You don't need to eat right before a meal, before a workout.
I don't think so. I mean, if you're doing like a major competitive athlete type of thing, yeah, you might want to throw something easily digestible like a pea protein or a whey protein in 30 minutes before.
But if someone had a hearty breakfast and let's say someone had a hearty breakfast at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, lunchtime comes around, that's when they go to the gym, they're on their lunch break. They haven't really eaten since 8 o'clock and it's 11 o'clock, that's still fine?
Well, if it's 11 o'clock, that'd probably be okay.
3 hours, that's what I'm saying.
If you're just doing a good, quick 25, 30-minute workout, that's not going to be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you some of these butters today when I leave today, Danny. So, because we want you to you have the energy to go to the gym so you can boost your brain function. Let's talk about that.
Right. When you exercise, you're moving your joints of your spine, the joints of the spine, as well as your arms and legs, of course. But when you move your joints, it sends signals to the brain. I've got some studies here that in 2011, a study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine, they looked at the cognitive function of elderly patients. And they did a between 2 to 5 year study. And these are elderly people, people that are going to typically be in decline. The ones who were most active, 9 out of 10 of them had had equal memory and cognitive function after the study versus the ones that did not.
Wow. That's powerful.
It was.
Well, you don't think about it. When you think about exercise, you think about the body, but you're exercising your brain. You're boosting your brain as well. Everything is moving. Everything is functioning better.
And this is the interesting thing about exercise in the brain. The one thing that stimulates the brain more than anything is motion in the spine.
Really?
Motion in the spine. That's why the chiropractic adjustment is so beneficial potentially, and regular movement and regular exercise, because it sends a lot of impulses or information to the brain, and that's what keeps the brain making new connections. It's called plasticity. The brain grows and remodels itself. It's because you have to get those signals to the brain.
Is that where the euphoria comes from? That's on the list to get
part of it. Part of it, yeah. You get this plastic explosion where the brain physically expands itself and makes new connections, but you also then start releasing chemicals. There's been a lot of studies where they look at different chemical releases, and you release your neurotransmitters at a higher level, serotonin, GABA, the things that keep your mood elevated, keep anxiety under control, make you feel better, make you sleep better.
All good stuff.
All from exercise.
You have been listening to Dr. Jeremy Webster. You can find him at CompleteHealthDallas.com. That's CompleteHealthDallas.com. This has been a great show. It is Friday. The weather is beautiful. There's all kinds of things going on.
Exercise.
And you got to get out there and exercise. Feel it, breathe it, enjoy it, because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there and make the most of it.
One love, we get to share.